Hey guys, Eva Thompson here, rapid transformational therapist. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about ROCD. I'm going to be talking about how it affected me, what I wish someone told me when I was suffering from it, why the thoughts feel so real, and just discuss why people get ROCD in the first place. Why do they suffer from these thoughts? So for those of you who don't know or aren't sure, ROCD stands for Relationship OCD, and it's basically intrusive thoughts regarding your relationship, regarding whether or not you're with the right person, whether or not you love your partner enough, maybe whether or not they love you enough, and just wondering without having any reason to, like any logical reason to worry about whether or not you are in the right relationship. So starting with what I wish someone would have told me when I suffered from ROCD and when I used to obsess on, whether or not I was with the right person and this person was the one for me, and, getting advice like, oh, well, if you're doubting it, then it's not right, then he's not the one, or, looking on Google or on Pinterest for like, oh, the 15 signs that you found your soulmate and shit like that. So you don't want to be doing that. What I wish someone would have told me is that there are literally, guys, no answers on the internet for whether or not you are in the right relationship. Why? Because every single relationship is different. Every single person on this planet is different. There are no two people that are the same. Therefore, there's not going to be two relationships that are exactly the same. And obviously, this is not for toxic, manipulative relationships. And a good way to know whether or not you're in a toxic relationship, first of all, you know deep down. And second of all, if there's a pattern and your partner keeps hurting you or making you feel like your feelings aren't valid, making you feel like you're crazy constantly. I'm not saying, you have an argument one day and they say something that makes you feel sad or angry. I'm saying, is there a toxic pattern that keeps going on and on? Then that's a toxic relationship. But if there isn't, and if the person that you're with is, a nice person, then you don't see a logical reason on whether or not you would not want them in your life, then you're probably suffering from ROCD. So what I wish someone would have told me is that no relationship is the same. There are no answers out there that will give you that 100% guarantee that you are in the right relationship, because relationships require risk. Messiness occurs when people get into relationships and they want to experience being loved, experience having someone there for them, but they don't want to trust. They don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be themselves. They don't want to trust in the future, because ultimately no one out there has a 100% guarantee that they will stay with their partner that they are with today for the rest of their life. You don't have that guarantee. It is a matter of letting go of control, a matter of asking yourself this one question: whether or not the person that you are with is worth you taking that risk. OCD is all about wanting to be in control of the future, wanting to be in control of, your relationship and how it plays out. But what it boils down to is that one question: is the person that you're with worth the risk? Worth the risk of being vulnerable, of being open, of trusting them, of trusting the future together? And realizing that there is no guarantee. There is no Pinterest post or Google blog that you're going to read one day that has like a 15 signs that you're in the right relationship, and you're going to think to yourself, okay, good, I'm in the right relationship, and you're going to stop having the intrusive thoughts. No, that's not going to happen. You need to realize that it does require to take a risk. And like I said before, messiness occurs in relationships when people don't want to commit fully. They want to have an out, or they want to, they don't want to let go of that control fully. And that's when, things go bad and the relationship starts to suffer. But that one question, ask yourself, and if you suffer from ROCD and you are watching this video, most likely the person that you're with is worth that risk. So make that conscious effort to let go of control, to let go of not knowing whether or not you're going to be together 100%. I don't have that guarantee, you don't have that guarantee, no one has that guarantee. And you need to learn to be okay with that. So that's the first thing that I wanted to address. Secondly, I wanted to talk about why the intrusive thoughts feel so real. So people say to me, okay, well, you know, I love my partner, they're a really good person, they're really kind, but why do these thoughts feel so real then if they're not true? And how do I know it's not my intuition? The thoughts are real because you treat them as such. You try to reason with them. You try to fight them. You give them attention, right? Because like I've said in another video that I did recently, intrusive thoughts come to us over and over again, not because they're real, not because they're true, not because they hold any sort of significance. It's simply because of the emotional reaction that you have to that thought. So if there is some sort of strong emotion attached to the intrusive thought that you have about your partner, whether or not you're meant to be together, then that thought's going to come back into your mind over and over and over again because it's an emotionally charged thought. Just like if you're excited about something or happy about something, you think about that thought over and over because it's an emotionally charged thought. There is emotion attached to that thought. Again, not because it's real, not because it's important, not because it means anything, nothing like that. So the reason the intrusive thoughts feel so real is because A, there is emotion attached to them, so they keep coming back, and B, because you try to reason with them, you treat them like they are real, and therefore they feel more and more real. And that's the cycle of OCD, you see, because you get the thought, you have that intense emotional reaction to it, whether it's fear or frustration or anger or sadness, and then your mind thinks, oh, well, this thought is emotionally charged. Your mind doesn't care whether it's negatively charged or positively charged. It's got intense emotion attached to it, so therefore it thinks it's important. So your mind's like, okay, well, this thought must be important because they've reacted so intensely to it. So therefore it keeps coming back. And then it keeps coming back because there's fear attached to it or sadness or just, you know, a strong emotion. And then you've got the piled up conscious emotions on top of that because you keep getting them. So, and then the more you try to reason with them, the more you try to talk yourself out of it or give yourself reasons of why, you know, you should be in this relationship and you do love your partner, the more the thoughts feel real. Again, not because they are real, but because you have tried to reason with them. You treat them like they're real, so therefore they feel more and more real. So guys, just to recap, remember, ask yourself that one question: is the person that you're with today worth you taking the risk and not being certain about the future? If yes, then make that conscious effort every day to let go of that control, to be more trusting, to be more open, to be more vulnerable, and to trust in the future. But with also knowing that you don't have 100% guarantee that you are going to be together. Not with the person that you're with now, not if you get out of that relationship and you find someone else. You're just not going to have that guarantee. Neither do I, neither does anyone else. It's just part of life. And the quicker we learn to get comfortable with that and accept it and be more in the present, the better, you know, life will get. First of all. Second of all, remember, thoughts come into our mind over and over again, not because they're real, because they're emotionally charged. So try and stop treating the thoughts like they're real. Stop trying to reason with them. Stop trying to research, because the answer is not on the internet. The answer is inside. So the media always portrayed this message of the perfect relationship. When you meet the one, everything's going to fall into place, everything's going to be perfect, and you're not going to have to worry about anything, which is so ridiculous. Relationships require work. They require time, they require communication, learning how to communicate. Sorry guys, my camera died. So as I was saying, learning how to communicate. They don't teach us these things in school. They don't teach us how to be in a happy, healthy relationship. They don't even teach us what that looks like. So ask yourself that one question. Stop treating the thoughts like they are real, and remember that perfect relationships don't exist, and relationships do require work. If you've got any questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're new. And I will see you guys next time.